Greetings from Berlin. So this is my third part to my adrenal insufficiency series, and I guess I don't have much to report. I'm doing really good. I am off all of my supplements except for the pregnenolone, which I've been weaning myself off of for the last 8 weeks. I'm now down to 200 milligrams every third day. When this bottle runs out, I'm going to discontinue it completely. And yeah, a couple things I discovered. So we ended up moving to Berlin shortly after that last video was made. And I packed myself about 3 weeks worth of supplements. It took us 2 months to find an apartment though. And during that time, I didn't have a kitchen to cook any of my specialty food. And we were eating just straight garbage. Like, they have these places called Donners here. It's like meat on a stick and french fries and mayo-based dressings. So yeah, it wasn't good. But I was doing surprisingly well. Also when I made that last video, I did end up having a flare probably a week or two later, so I had to kind of dial it back. But here in Berlin, I was just eating all sorts of crap, and I wasn't having a flare. And I was thankful, but also kind of wondering, how is this possible? So I discovered on accident that it was my marijuana smoking was a big hindrance in my recovery. I smoked before I got sick, and I smoked all through it, and I didn't really think much of it because whenever I smoke weed, it actually kind of energizes me. So it never occurred to me that it might be causing problems with my digestion. But after a month of looking for an apartment, we took a little break and we went to Prague for the weekend. Now, I do know where to buy marijuana in Prague, so I picked some up, and after like the third time I smoked, I started having like that familiar feeling of a flare-up, and then I ran out of weed. And then I went back to Berlin, and I didn't really give it much attention. Another month goes by, and there's some people smoking weed on the street, and I walked up and I asked if I could hit their blunt, and they were like, sure. And the following day, I felt a flare coming on. So I was like, oh my God, the weed is making, oh God, it was really heartbreaking because I love smoking weed. But like an adult, I had a choice to make. I could, keep a super strict diet and keep taking all of these supplements, or I could not smoke weed. So I decided not to, okay, I didn't quit completely. If I see someone smoking on the street, I will walk up to them and ask if I can hit that. But I haven't bought any marijuana. If you're wondering, oh, did that weed smoking cause all of your problems in the first place? I don't think so, because when I first moved to Prague a year and a half ago at the peak of my illness, I didn't smoke for like 4 months after I got there, and I didn't miraculously recover without all of these other efforts. So no, I don't think marijuana caused these problems, but it definitely wasn't helping. Why was it hurting so much? Marijuana gives you dry mouth. It actually causes like dry intestines. So what it does to your mouth, it does to your entire digestive tract. So it paralyzes the parasympathetic nervous system, so you don't produce saliva, which is, everyone knows you get dry mouth. But it also prevents mucus production, and that mucus is what, protects your intestines. So, yeah, I'm rambling on. It's pretty sad, because like I said, I love smoking weed. But, yeah, I'm doing really good. I'm eating pretty freely. I still don't eat very much dairy, maybe like once a week. I notice my teeth start to hurt, and then I do need to have some, or butter, I'll have that. But again, the butter's not good for the fibroid. Speaking of the fibroid, that 2 months I didn't have a kitchen. While I did maintain the supplements for the fibroid without the diet, it didn't continue to shrink. And now that I've had a place to live for the last 3 months and I've been back on the diet, it hasn't continued to shrink, unfortunately. I haven't quite given up on the alternative methods. I ordered some more supplements. God, the names are escaping me right now, but they are focused on breaking down fibrin. So yeah, we're gonna give those a shot for a while. The silver lining though, if it doesn't shrink anymore, I did initially get it to shrink enough that now it's small enough to where I could have the high frequency ultrasound. So yeah, that's a positive if I have to resort to that. But like I said, I've ordered some different supplements and we're gonna give that a shot. So yeah, that's that. Doing great. Off all of the supplements I was taking except for the pregnenolone, which I've drastically reduced and will be off of in a couple more months, or less than that, maybe like 2 months. And I realize I can't smoke weed anymore. So yeah, hopefully the next video I do, I will, have updates on my hormones and will have been off the pregnenolone for a while, and hopefully I'll be reporting that that fibroid is gone. We'll see.